Has started and we're now live.
Okay, thank you. So welcome back to the Aberdeenshire Licensing Board. We are on item 9, which is a hearing for an application for a personal licence. The applicant, Olivia Smith, is with us by telephone. Can I just confirm that you're there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so please note the board meeting will be recorded and published online for public viewing after the meeting. Are you satisfied, Ms. Smith, that you've received all the relevant information and feel able to participate in the determination of the application?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And can I just check to see if we have PC James Stewart from Police Scotland with us in the meeting?
Yes, hello.
Okay, thank you. And are you satisfied that you've received all the relevant information and feel able to participate in the determination of the application?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So in line with the guidance you've received in the public participant meeting protocol for licensing board hearings, can you mute your microphones when not speaking if your phone permits this? Please do not speak unless I invite you to do so, and please do not interrupt the other speakers. If you do, you may be removed from the meeting. Once you've been asked to make concluding remarks, you are then not entitled to speak again unless to answer a question from a board member. Once the board has made its decision, you will be asked to leave the meeting. If the board requires to adjourn to deliberate the application, the recording of the meeting will be paused and the board will retire to a separate online meeting room. Please wait in the main meeting room until the board members return and I resume the meeting. At that point, the recording of the meeting will be restarted. So I'll now ask the Deputy Clerk to introduce the report and confirm the procedure for the hearing.
Thank you, Convener. This is an application for the grant of a personal licence in respect of which Police Scotland have confirmed the existence of a relevant conviction held by the applicant. Due to the nature of the information provided in the police report, the board report has not been published on the board's website. However, the board is required to hold the hearing to determine this matter in public, having no discretion to move the hearing into private session. Board members should also note that the police have opted not to make a recommendation as to whether or not the application should be granted or refused. The procedure is to hear from the applicant in respect to the application, to hear from PC Stewart in respect to the police letter. Ms Smith gets an opportunity to respond to the submissions made by PC Stewart. Questions can then be made by board members to all parties present, concluding remarks in reverse order, finishing with Ms Smith before the application is determined by the board. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. So in that case, I'll go straight to you, Ms Smith, to outline your terms of the application to the board, and you might want to address the concerns raised in the representation at this time. Okay, over to you, Ms Smith.
I've applied for, I'm sorry, I'm going to need 1 second to compose myself, please.
That's okay, you take your time.
I've held a personal licence since I was 18. I've never, ever committed a crime on a premises licence. I take my licence very, very seriously. I take my job very, very seriously. I got involved in a dangerous situation trying to protect my brother. It's the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life, and I've paid my prices and my dues for it over and over again over the last 5 years. This is a fresh start for me. This is a fresh start for me. I'm applying for my licence again, a fresh licence after it was expired in March anyway, but I've just not had a chance to explain this before on a board meeting or anything, and I know I was meant to be present for one a few years back, but the circumstances in my life at that time prevented that from happening. And I would like one more chance with a personal licence to continue the career and job I love doing, and I will never ever jeopardise this ever again. I don't have anything else to say.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Smith. I know that's difficult for you, but thank you. Can I then go to PC Stewart, please, to speak to the representation?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Or good afternoon, actually. So this is a application for the grant of a personal license for Olivia Smith. In relation to the application and in terms of section 73, subsection 3B of the Licence Scotland Act, I have to advise you that, as you've been made aware, based upon the information provided to Police Scotland, the applicant has been convicted of the following relevant offence. On the 10th of August 2021 at Aberdeen Sheriff and Jury Court, the applicant was convicted in relation to section 4, subsection 3B of the Misuse of Drugs Act 1971, with a modifier of cocaine. This is in relation to being in supply of a controlled drug. The disposal of the conviction was a restriction of liberty order for 6 months, a community payback order of 12 months, and within that 180 hours of unpaid work to be completed, and a confiscation order of £585. In relation to the conviction, the circumstances are that during August and September 2020, Police Scotland received intelligence stating that the applicant was selling controlled drugs from her home address. As such, a drug search warrant was craved and granted in respect of her address. On the 2nd of October 2020, the warrant was executed at her home address, and the applicant, along with 4 other people, were in the property. All those present were detained under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act 1971 to allow them and the property to be searched. A quantity of drugs and drug-related paraphernalia, along with a large quantity of money, was found during the search, which resulted in the applicant and others being arrested and conveyed into custody. The applicant was thereafter charged and convicted as stated, and this representation is brought to your attention when considering this application. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Smith, do you want to respond to the submission?
No, everything was correct that was said.
Okay, thank you. It's over to board members now. Have you questions for either of the parties? Mr. Goodall, please.
Thank you. Just a couple of questions for the constable, Mr. Stewart. We've heard your statement, and you explained the conviction and also the restriction of liberty and 180 hours paid work, etc., and the 585 of I don't know what that was for again, but the 585 that had to be paid. Have any of those, was all of that adhered to at the time? Was there any part of that sentence that wasn't carried out, or to your or to the court's satisfaction?
The honest answer is I don't know, and it's not something that I would normally have that information about. Once it goes to the court and it's dealt with by the court, whatever the disposal is, we don't deal with, if that makes sense, as police.
I'm not sure if that's a relevant question, Mr. Goodall.
I think
I can't answer it if it
applicant
helps.
wants to come back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you want to come in, Miss Smith?
Yeah, I can't answer that question. I don't know if it's going to be a satisfactory answer for you, but they were all completed and adhered to.
Okay, thank you for that. That answer your question, Mr. Goodall?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Miss Sullivan, please.
Thanks. Olivia, I was wondering, your personal licence has been basically over the last 10 years, but your conviction was about 5 years ago. did you have to surrender your license back then, or have you still been working with
I
alcohol?
wasn't working at the time. Sorry. I
That-
wasn't working at the time, and I never had a job. And I'll be honest, I've really struggled to get work. I've had the odd bar job under the 2-hour licensing training here and there, but I have struggled to get work. With the conviction was very public.
Right. So getting your personal license would enable you to go back into barkeeping.
Yes.
Okay. All
Yes.
right.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay.
No worries.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Taylor, please.
Yes, thank you, convener. My question is also for Ms. Smith, but I'll just pause for a wee while. My question to you, Olivia, is since the incident quite some time ago, have you made steps to remove yourself and adopt a different lifestyle, different situation, different circumstances? I'd just like to hear what you're thinking in times ahead to prevent repetition.
Okay, are you able to answer that, Ms. Smith?
Yes, I am. I have done a complete 360-degree turn of my life, which can be backed up with evidence. I have regained custody of my children. I have another son in this time. I have completely changed my life. I've just started a small catering business a couple of weeks ago. I've made significant steps to ensure this never happens again. This will never happen again. I made a mistake and I paid for it.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks very much indeed.
Yeah. Any further questions, Mr. Crowson, please?
Yes, thanks, Stuart. Just put the camera on. I was wondering if it's okay with Miss Smith, if you could just talk us through some of the jobs that she has done with her personal license in the past.
There might be quite a few. Do you want to just give a flavour, Ms. Smith?
Is that before or after this conviction?
Just in general, a bit of both.
So I started most of my work in Number 1 Bar and Grill on Queen's Terrace. I did all my chefing training, all my waitressing training, bar training, license training. It was the manager there that first got me my personal license. And I've worked on and off on ad hoc since then, doing sporting events, just multiple different events, multiple bars all over Aberdeen. I know a lot of people. My dad was in the industry as well, so a lot of it has been like ad hoc and just like a helping hand at weekends when they've been busier. They've had extra events, Stainston events as well, the Harry Fraser catering. I do a lot of that on the side as well.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions? Can I just ask PC Stewart, can you confirm that Ms. Smith hasn't been brought to the attention of the police during this time since 2021?
Yeah, there's certainly been no further convictions at all. In terms of whether she's been brought to our attention, to my knowledge, no. I wasn't involved in this representation other than today, but to my knowledge, no. And having, as you probably know yourself, I've worked in various policing for a number of years now, and from that side of things, I can say no. To my knowledge, no.
Okay, thank you. So if I have no further questions, then we'll go to closing remarks, starting with you, James. PC Stewart.
Yeah, thank you. Just in summary, it's representation from ourselves following Olivia Smith's conviction in August 2021 for the supply of a controlled drug, namely cocaine, following a search warrant in October 2020. And like as you're aware, no actual objection for myself, just to make you aware of the information ahead of your decision. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So just to make that clear, it's a representation, not an objection, members. Ms Smith, do you have anything you want to say in closing?
Just that I would really appreciate another opportunity to grab my license again and to further my career and continue doing what I genuinely love my job. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, and thank you. Do board members require any legal advice from the clerk? No. Oh, the hand up is Miss Smith's on her phone, so that's okay. So Fiona, can you outline the terms of the legal test for the application, please?
Certainly, thank you. It's in Appendix 3 of your papers on page 404. There are certain conditions set out which we know that the applicant has met, but where the Chief Constable puts forward a notice confirming conviction, the board must hold a hearing. In terms of what you do today, the legal test is quite clear that if you find a ground of refusal applies, you must refuse the application. If you are not so satisfied that a ground of refusal applies, you must grant the application. And the grounds for refusal are that having regard to the licensing objectives, the applicant is not a fit and proper person to be the holder of a licence, or that it is otherwise necessary to refuse the application for the purposes of any of the licensing objectives. So any decision that you make, it will either be that the applicant is fit and proper and none of the objectives are called into question, therefore you must grant, or that bearing in mind specific licensing objectives, you deem the applicant is not fit and proper person, or for the purposes of any of the licensing objectives, it's necessary to refuse. And in making your motion and amendments, you must identify the relevant licensing objectives and any evidence or reasons why you are referring to those in your motion and amendment. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Do members wish to retire to deliberate? No. We can continue then. I'll open the matter for debate. Ms Sullivan, please.
Not so much a debate as just to say that I'm content that the applicant has shown sufficient remorse, reform, change to her life, that she's now a fit and proper person to hold a personal licence again. So that's where I'm standing.
Okay. So if we're going into determination, can I just get board members to confirm they've received sufficient evidence upon which to make a decision?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I'll come back to you, Ms Sullivan, if that becomes a motion. Mr Mason, please.
Yeah, it looks like Olivia Smith has turned her life around. Hopefully, it's 6 years ago now, so I think we can decide she is fit and proper to hold a license. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Mr Goodall, please.
I just agree with my two colleagues. It's been a long time. The license itself, I believe, wasn't revoked, and I can't see a technical legal reason not to grant this application. She seems to have turned her life around, and I'm quite content with where we seem to be heading, unless someone else has a different view.
Okay, thank you. Mr Taylor, please.
Yes, thank you. When I read the papers for a start, I was fairly convinced of my thinking at that point, but I'm grateful for this particular session. It did in a little bit concern me that there might be a temptation to return or given the opportunity in meeting that particular type of individuals. But hearing the responses, hearing the remorse, hearing the background to the particular case, I'm satisfied that Miss Smith has the fit and proper person we need to be holding the personal licence. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ms Black, please.
Yeah, thanks very much. And like Ms Sullivan, I am grateful to have heard from Miss Smith this afternoon and to hear her remorse and the fact that she has turned her life around. And I'm also adding significant weight to the fact that the police aren't making a recommendation here. This is, you know, they've given us this as information, but are not making an objection. So I'm holding that in quite a considerable weight and would consider that we can grant this personal licence. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I would agree with those comments, and I think as with Miss Smith being able to attend the board meeting today, it's displayed her current sort of employment status and her keenness to get back into the industry. I think we can grant this without going to motion or amendment because nobody's come up with a different opinion. Are we all happy to grant the licence, agreeing that Miss Smith is a fit and proper person and none of the there are no objections called into the questions?
None of the grounds of
Agree.
refusal apply.
Yeah, agree.
Okay.
Agree.
Did you all hear Fiona Stewart there just adding?
None of the grounds of refusal apply. Yeah.
Yeah, and none of the grounds apply. Yeah. And I think for significance to me is there's been no further interaction with the police in that time, and it is some time ago. So Miss Smith, your licence has been granted. I'll hand over to Fiona, but thank you for attending today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms Smith. Your licence has been granted. Your licence has been granted today. You'll get written notification of the decision within the next 7 days, and your licence will be issued to you. And before you leave, I just want to make sure that you are okay. And have you got somebody that you can speak to and be with? Yeah.
Yeah, just your comments. It's taken a long time to hear, so thank you.
Right. Just I wanted to make sure you were okay before we asked you to leave your meeting. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Right, thank you. So I can confirm that this hearing is now concluded. Thank you for your interest in this business. I will now ask you to leave the meeting, but I think Miss Smith has left. I think those were happy tears we were hearing. Right, we'll now move on to item number 10, which is another hearing. It's an application for occasional licences for Craig Ewan House at Wraithen, Fraserburgh. There's David Smith. He's here. He's in the meeting. Fiona will be taking the report. So can I just confirm that that is you, Mr. Smith, in the meeting? You're on mute. We can't hear you. Mute button be up along the top. Yeah.
We want to look at your audio settings, Mr. Smith. Can't hear you at all.
No. But he can hear us, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
If you click on the 3 little dots above the word more at the top and go to audio settings and see if you can change them.
Take your time. We can just pause.
I can't unmute you from this end, I'm afraid.
For your information, convener, I see the icon after Mr. Smith's name is exactly the same as Mr. Stewart's. So
Yeah.
whether that's any
It's because
significance.
they're outside the organisation.
Ah, yeah. Interestingly, Mr. Stewart is muted, but it doesn't appear to be Mr. Smith's
Yeah.
one to be muted, though.
No.
So
Could it be the same as what we have when you actually tip your mic thing? It says unmute, like it did with us when we key up when we first log in. Turn on audio.
I think it's more to do with the audio settings at
Yeah.
Mr. Smith's end. If you scroll down, if you click on audio settings under more, there should be microphone settings, and you might need to click a different microphone setting, Mr. Smith. Unfortunately, the chats doesn't work in this meeting.
Just because I'm outside the organisation, on my screen to the right of Mo is camera and mic. I don't know if he has that.
Yeah, we've got that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, join by phone. Yeah, just gonna change to phone. Good.
Yeah.
We'll just wait for you to dial in.
I can't see it close enough. Sorry, Mr.
I
Smith.
need to let him in. He's in the lobby. You need to
He's
let
in the
him
lobby. Right, okay. Give me a second. And that should be in. Should you be in by
Yes.
phone?
Okay, I've left the other one. Sorry about that. I went to
can hear you.
That's okay. We've got you now.
Yeah, I think sorry. Technical
Okay.
difficulties.
No, that's all right. That kind of thing often happens.
Yeah, I've been in a few.
So, and can I also confirm that you've received all the relevant information and feel able to participate in the determination of the application?
Yes.
Okay. And can I confirm that Sarah Ward, the LSO, is also present?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay. And are you satisfied that you've received all the relevant information and feel able to participate in the determination of the application?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Thank you. So in line with the guidance that you've received in the public participant meeting protocol for licensing board hearings, please can you mute your microphone when not speaking if your phone permits this? Please do not speak unless I invite you to do so, and please do not interrupt the other speakers. If you do, you may be removed from the meeting. Once you've been asked to make a concluding remark, you're not entitled to speak again unless to answer a question from a board member. Once the board has made its decision, you will be asked to leave the meeting. If the board requires to adjourn to deliberate the application, the recording of the meeting will be paused and the board will retire to a separate online meeting room. Please wait in the main meeting room until the board members return and I resume the meeting. At that point, the recording of the meeting will be restarted. So I'll now go over to Fiona Stewart, the Deputy Clerk, to introduce the report and confirm the procedure for the hearing.
Thank you, Convener. Mr. Smith has been operating from Craigiewin House recently on back-to-back occasional licences. The latest two applications have tipped him into the provisions of the board's repeated occasional licensing policy, and his three outstanding applications are before the board for consideration today. Copies of the applications are included as Appendix 1 to the report. The police and LSO were consulted and recommended conditions to be attached to the occasionals if granted by the board. I can confirm that provisional premises licence has been lodged by Mr. Smith for the premises, and our paralegal Jill Scott has been dealing with him and can provide an up-to-date position on that application if the board so requires it. The procedure is to hear from Mr. Smith, to hear from the Miss Ward, the LSO. Mr. Smith will get a chance to respond to the submissions made by Miss Ward, and then members may ask questions of all parties, concluding remarks in reverse order, finishing with Mr. Smith. Before we go into that, Chair, I do have a question for Mr. Smith, and that is in relation to the exact location of the premises. Is it Craigiewin House, Wrathan, Fraserburgh, or is it Craigiewin House in the town of Fraserburgh?
It's in Wrathan. The
It's
electoral
in Wrathan.
roll The electoral roll official address does not state Rathan, but I think it's used to try and locate the premises. But if I go into the electoral roll, there is no Rathan there, but it is in the country, 2 miles out with Fraserburgh.
Thank you. That's the answer I wanted to hear, because it means your full licence application is not subject to the board's overprovision policy. So thank you for clearing that up for me, and I'll hand you back to the convener now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we'll go to Mr. Smith first, just to outline the terms of your application to the board, and you might want to address the concerns raised in the representation. So that's to do with the trading on occasionals.
Yes, I would like to be sat here with going for a provisional licence. I lodged the application the end of January for the provisional licence on advice. I was to go for an occasional licence, to try and to get over the board meetings. Of course, there's the time period that things need to be done in. So that's pretty much the reason I'm doing it. The provisional licence hasn't been heard yet, and it's not in place to be heard and to submit for a full premises licence. So it was just to let me trade until we can get a hearing for a full licence. That's why I'm doing it. We're not actually sold any alcohol yet. It was to try and get the business rolling. Okay. And that's why I'm aiming for the occasional licenses, just to try and get moving forward. It's going to be slow. It's not going to be a quick process when I'm going to have a large volumes of alcohol being sold, but it's to start getting the business going in the right way.
Okay, thank you. Sarah Ward, LSO, you want to speak to your representation?
Yes, thank you. So as per report and confirmed by the clerk to board, this report is for the board to consider the use of repeat occasionals in respect of supplementary policy 4 of the licensing board's policy statement. As applicant has confirmed today, Mr. Smith applied for his provisional premises licence application on the 20th of January following some guidance from myself. The report sets out the 2 occasional licences for consideration and any further occasional licences that may be applied until such time as the provisional premises licence has been considered. I have recommended local conditions and note no objections or anything further to add. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Smith, do you want to add anything?
No, nothing at this time.
Okay, thank you. Members, do you have any questions? Not seeing any, so we'll just go to closing remarks. Oh, sorry, Mr. Taylor.
Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. There's reference to the provisional being lodged in January. There's comment about awaiting consultation. What is this procedure, and more critically, what is the timescale for a conclusion?
I could potentially help with that, Councillor Taylor. Yeah.
Thank you.
So we, having started in the last month, I've taken over this application. Mr. Smith has engaged with our detailed examination, which required further amendments to be made. The current state of where we are is the layout plans require further information, and Mr. Smith has asked for guidance on what's required for the layout. So it just is where we're at the minute is working out what further information he requires to the layout plans, which I will be emailing back to Mr. Smith shortly, so that he can submit amended plans.
In relation to the timescale, Mr. Taylor, once we get a competent application, we'll have 6 months in which to process that. Because the plans still need worked on, the application is not yet competent, but we will endeavour, we always endeavour to have it to the board within a 3-month period of the application being declared competent. But we are under extreme pressure with workload at the moment, and we're moving as quickly as we can, and delighted to have Jill in the team to help with the work, because it's been quite hard going recently. So Mr. Smith has done everything that we've asked for him. He's moving definitely in the direction that the board wants of him. There's been no delay on his part. Any delay has been at our end, and we are endeavouring to move this and other applications in a similar position on as quickly as we can.
Okay,
Oh,
thank you.
okay, thank you. And a little supplementary, but this time to Mr. Smith. Given the comments that you've just heard, and latterly from our legal officer indicating that you've been as cooperative and helpful and keen to progress, I'm guessing that attitude and cooperation will continue in times ahead. Just if you can able to confirm that, I'll be much obliged. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Mason, please.
Yeah, can I ask how this is affected by the over provision policy?
It's not affected because it's not in Fraserburgh.
It's not in Fraserburgh, right?
Yeah,
okay.
that was why
just to get that
question
straight.
was
Thank you.
asked. Okay.
Fine.
Right, so any further questions? So closing remarks then, LSO, Sarah?
No, that's great, and it's good to hear that due to the postal address that the provisional premises licence application won't be considered by the over provision policy. I think that's good news for all parties.
Yeah. And Mr. Smith, do you want to say anything in closing?
No, thank you. I appreciate all your comments, and it was, I think, a good meeting.
Okay, thank you. Board members, do you require any legal advice from the clerk? Don't expect so, don't see any indications. So will the Deputy Clerk please outline the terms for the legal test for the application, please?
Thank you, Convener. Bearing in mind the terms of the board's repeated occasional licence policy, it's been a long morning. The grounds of refusal are set out on page 452 of your papers, and the grounds of refusal are that the premises are excluded premises. That does not apply here. The application must be refused under certain sections of the Act, which does not apply here. The licensing board considers the granting of the application would be inconsistent with one or more of the licensing objectives, which could bring your repeated occasional policy into play because it identifies at least two licensing objectives, or that having regard to the nature of the activities, the location, character and condition of the premises and the persons likely to frequent the premises, the board considers the premises are unsuitable for use for the sale of alcohol. If any of the grounds of refusal apply, you must refuse the application. If none of them are found to apply, you must grant, and that would be subject to the conditions as set out in the report. Thank you, Convener.
Okay, thank you. Do board members want to retire to deliberate? No, I wouldn't think so either. So I'll open it for debate. I'll maybe just do the line because we will veer into it. Board members confirm that you've received sufficient evidence upon which to make a decision.
Yes.
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 Ms. Black, please.
Yeah, I'm glad you did that, Convener. I can see that there's no reason why we would refuse these. Mr. Smith has done everything that we have asked him to do, and he's working towards his full licence and getting everything in place. So I would be recommending that we agree and delegate any future decisions on occasionals to the Deputy Clerk, assuming that the full licence continues to progress.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Because there will probably be a need for future occasionals, so we need to deal with that today as well. Mr. Goodall, please.
Just to concur with Ms. Black, I've nothing else to add. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So I think, do members agree then that we can grant these specific dates, the occasionals that are out with here, so that takes them up to the 2nd of July 2026, and that any further applications for occasional licenses can be a delegated matter? for the deputy clerk with consultation with myself. The usual.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. Do you want to just go over that decision, Fiona? Is that clear?
For the sake of completeness, Mr. Smith, your applications have been granted as applied for today, subject to the recommended conditions set out in the report, and that the board has also decided that any future occasional applications be dealt with by myself following consultation with the chair, as long as your provisional or premises licence application is progressing, which it should be. You'll get written notification within 7 days, and your occasional licences will be sent to you separately. And thank you for waiting patiently to be the last hearing today. I'll hand you back to the convener.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Smith, for attending, and good luck with your business.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Okay. So I can confirm that this hearing is now concluded. Thank you for your interest in this business, and I will ask you to leave the meeting.
Thanks.
Item 11, members, is just to acknowledge the date of the next board meeting, which is the 24th of June. I can confirm now that the meeting has concluded and the recording will be stopped. Thank you for your interest in this business and your participation in the meeting today.